Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So, marked a couple different levels here. Check this out over here. Did not trade yesterday. Yesterday was not a day that I was trading. Buyers did try to take it up a little bit. All right. So, big liquidity's up here. We have a pre-market range on right now. And kind of just hanging out between them. Hanging out in between them this whole time. We got big buyers here. We got big sellers here. More sellers here. We probably have some different kinds of buyers from previous down here. Teens for different reasons. So, mark them if we break. Let's see here actually. I need to necessarily mark them right now, but this could be one right here. But I'm assuming it's from this area buyers are from. Nonetheless, here we are. Chilling right in the range here. First opening candle. Change this to a 15-minute. Hold on 1 second and cut my mic. All right, so we'll break here. Yeah, we're here. So my other chart up here, we're going to be taking a look at. Give me 1 second again. All right. Sorry about that. Good morning. All right, so we find these players this morning. I have them kind of marked out here. Give me a second to plug in something in. There we go. All right. So tap back into this liquidity here. Really, we have a new buyer here. We have a pre-market seller here, but I would like to see how it reacts. I don't really know too much about these two here, but I want to see how it reacts off this morning. Got a little bit of an anomaly here, 2-bar anomaly. Actually, this is a 3-bar anomaly. I wonder if that negates anything to the upside. A 5-minute. Big sellers, big buyers. This is your big sellers here, not just because it's wide range, because the volume was really high, and then your big buyer has still been hanging out here between 330 and 300. Yeah, you have some pre-market stuff going on here. Hopefully, like right in this area, pre-market again, but it doesn't really matter. I know this looks messy because it's like, oh yeah, well, of course there's buyers all the way through, but I want to see the volume. Typically, I mark them lighter. I think 280 is probably a little bit heavier buyer. Honestly, I think the 250, but I might try and get in at 220 and then 160, I believe. Yeah, we should have one on 160 here. 160 is another area if we break. Downside, I think that's where we're going to run into. But we've been running into that really heavy selling liquidity up here. Boom, tapped it. All of it. Just dumping off of it. People have just been offloading stuff. Either that offloading or there's just a lack of buying interest. I didn't trade yesterday, so I'm not 100% sure on that. I'd have to find that out in a second. But here we are, right off the morning. So just kind of letting it kind of settle. This was a fair value gap in the morning. Touched it, immediately ripped down off of it. I didn't take the trade because I'm still unsure with fair value gaps. Still don't like it because this is technically 1-2, I think. I don't know. Here. The volume, selling volume in general is all right here. So you have this little uptick in volume here. It's 3 bars. So these sellers are still active. And now that we closed up into them a little bit, there's still some selling liquidity here. We're going to see. Buyers are looking to step up, but yeah, from these buyers I was still holding, so I'm going to say these buyers are gone. These buyers are technically gone, but we did have an uptick here, so This is our 2 minutes. So 2 minute, we try to get a little bit more surgical with our entries. 5 minutes kind of giving us a little bit bigger scope of actually buying and selling. So yeah, here we are. So on the 5 minute, have a look at the 5 minute real fast. I'm sorry, from our house strategy. Let me see here. I'm gonna switch the screens in a second. Where are we at here? There we go. There we go. All right. Hey, Samu, good morning. Sorry, the chat has been messing up, so get this right screen over here. Drag this across here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now we're here. All right, so let's go to the top step. So on the top step, we're going to be playing our 5 minute. We have our pre-market range here, 490, 360. And anything above the 490s, I'm going to consider to start to be only looking for longs and bullish. Anything below 360s, I'm only going to be going for shorts and bearish setups. But so far, we're kind of right in the middle of that range here. We put in our first 5 minute bar. 5 minute bar is this wide range bar that's kind of fairly dojied. So we'll see what happens. On the 2 minute here, starting to dredge up a little bit, increase volume. So from this standpoint, now that we have a little bit of an uptick in volume, we're saying that buyers are going to look to step this up. I'm going to take this off, and because of how much we retraced on this candle, I'm putting the buyers down here. So this is where my buyers are going to stay. I'm not going to engulf both bars. If we get another uptick in volume, then I will mark the buyers as a whole portion of this. So tapping into the selling liquidity. Let's see if we get a little break here. Good morning, Trader DLS. Oh, I forgot to get back to you too. I saw your message this morning, but I was like running around. All right, so coming up into the selling liquidity, we're gonna see who's stronger here. Who wants it more? So if we do rip above this seller, we do have a few more sellers in the pre-market. This being one of them. Let me see here. This being one of them. Although I don't know how much credits you want to get to pre-market. Pre-market, I still haven't completely figured out from this standpoint. They still kind of are funky to me. I'm gonna give this one too. Because sometimes pre-market works, and you're like, oh yeah, look at that level, but there's just not enough volume. I think I need to measure pre-market based off news. I need to find out what data came out that moved the market the way it did, and that would help me decipher what kind of strength that move actually had. Because if it's attached to news, then I could expect it to move in the pre-market. So we uptick, not really though. Paper off. Little block here, barely though. All right. So I broke the morning pre-market sellers here. See if we'll hold here. From a price action standpoint, nothing to see yet. We're just hanging out. Ripping up about 50 points, 60 points. So here we are. A little too much guitar for me. Killing me. Killing me. Just gotta break it up a little bit. Alright. So, as you can see, there's still some activity here from the selling. We're dredging up. This is a triple, this is like a double anomaly here. So, anomaly. Still wanting to take it up. We're gonna see how this continues. But until then, I may want to try to become a seller here at this overlap. Up here, 455. Let's see if we tap up into that real quick. I may try that. I don't want to counter trend trade this whole day though, but I may take one on at 455. Close to it. Let's see, do we have any actual little fair value gap here? So 3 maybe. It's already tagged 443. Oh, it did already, so that one's cleared. Yeah, that one's cleared. Okay. I don't normally use fair value gaps, but I kind of do like getting into them for I do like getting into them when I already have my sell zones, because I know that there's other traders going to be using them, or they're going to look to short. So I try and poke where they're going to poke. So still the sell liquidity's here. Haven't broke them yet. $456. It's a little fair value gap here, but I would like to see 455, 456. I might just take one more up there. Run it right there. There we go. That's how I'm going to play this one over here. Sorry guys, wrong screen. 455, 456. Little fair value gap right. I think this is your little fair value gap here. There should be a way to see the other one. Oh, right here. Tiny. It's tiny. It's a 2 minute, so I don't expect it to get respected that much, but it's tiny. All right. So we broke the sellers almost officially. Almost. There's a little bit left, but I'm sure that as we tap into this, we're going to see how this actually happens here. This should be the seller starting to push in here. From our 5-minute standpoint, nothing's really happened yet. We found a pivot low here so far in the day, but really this candle has to stay in this here. If we dredge back in the 14s, then this trend's not going to be valid yet. So almost have my taps here. Got in for 2 here. There we go. And looking just for a little drawback. So expecting that double to work decent for me. If it doesn't, then that's okay. I'll get out of this when we tap above 465. So let's see what happens here. Looking very strong though. Again, if we close above 466, 465, that's when I'll be out of this trade. Just looking for it to come down a touch, maybe 20 points or so. Let's see. Not a recommendation, by the way. I like trading at these little overlaps. As you can see that there is some resistance up there from this double overlap. So this just gives me a little bit more, incentive? It gives me a little bit more confidence going in when I know that there's been 2 sellers kind of overlapping in an area. So expecting a little bit of some pushback, but buyers are still really aggressive. Nice big volume from these buyers here. So would not be surprised to see this get ran. Take one there, just a short little one. So I'll hold on to the other one and see if I can get 20 or so points. This is really aggressive into the buying, but let's see what happens here. Yeah, that should have probably been. I'm gonna close that one there. It was probably a push, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine for the morning. Got just $23. It wasn't actually too crazy at all. The first one probably a little hasty, but ended up tapping up into this seller here, and yeah, it is pre-market as well. So pre-market's not always the best. Pre-market's kind of sketch. I'd rather have that in the main session. Some main session plays here, not some pre-market plays. But that was a little bounce here. You can see that when you do get these overlaps, though, to me they work as like a double signal. So I'm trying to really stick to that. I'm trying to stick to the areas where you have one seller here and then another seller that came in kind of overlapped a seller that sold aggressively in that liquidity. So this is that point right here. So again, the initial test was best for me. I wanted to see, oh, this retracement's even nice. Like for me, we have a new buyer here, between here and here. So this is your new buyer on the morning, an actual morning session buyer. Let me get rid of this guy here. So this is actual real buying liquidity here. So from that example, now let me see. We're up here. It's a new seller. That's a new seller, but this is not. And this one I didn't mark. Okay. Let's see on the 5 minute. Yeah, pretty much all of this. Boom. Even this is real selling here from previous. We're tapping up into 5 minute. And then I think, nope, the volume's not legit. Yeah, this is the last seller of this little peak, I think. So I may have wanted to take a short at the top of this, maybe. That might have been a decent play. These guys are gone to me on the 2 minute. Let's have a look at the top step here. Good morning, DS. How are you, bro? All right, so we actually have our bottom pivot in this morning. There's a little bit of a gap above this, so if I break it, I could take the break. It's the only way I can take these breaks. We're putting in higher highs, higher lows, and just kind of dredging up here. Gotten close to our pre-market high up here at 489, which is over here. So what did I say? 489. Yeah, 489. So 489 is a pre-market high, and we're just running into this last seller here. Probably case to be made. I should have probably sold the last seller here. I don't think there's another 2 minute seller for a minute. From the 5 minute though, we just kind of tapped up into that liquidity a little bit. I think there's less risk though on this selling the top end of this trade here, the 476. So that was possibly a great dip there. I'm looking for just some sellers. This is all pre-market, so pre-market's a little more difficult to judge here. Let's see. Really tricky. I'm gonna say there's a micro one here. Go right here. Oh, did he get taken? No, still there, barely. Alright. I don't know how I feel about this guy, but micro here, I'll leave him just for the sake of being visual. But nothing yet on the 5 minute for me, by the way, on the house blend strat. Nothing yet. 1, 2, 3. The pre-market seller here. Good trace, man. We're gonna put this right here. All right. Mark. I don't know how I'm putting these very light, because I really don't know how much they're gonna actually hold. You know. I just don't know how much strength they actually have. All right. So we have that. Let's see if I can find something from a 2 minute standpoint. I don't really see anything. Even this is bullarchy. Let's see. Boom. No. This is one right here. All right. Pre-market 2 minute. So I'm gonna go light on this one too. As you can see though, dip up in this last seller here. Found some of that liquidity, selling liquidity up there. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. 5 minute, really not too much going on yet. Just 3 bars up. 15 minute, we're just hanging out in the range, right? So technically this is a little bit of a break. If I was gonna take this as a full break, I want to see that volume kind of kick up. So volume for me is going to be important. If we do a low volume pullback, 2 low volume bars, I'm really not going to be interested. Get a third bar though, a little uptick, I may take that one. But otherwise, When's FOMC? Got news coming out? I don't see the data on my someone said FOMC, but that might be later in the week. I don't think that's today. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything today. Fed Bowman tomorrow. Yeah, I don't really see any data. Probably earning. We're gonna be messing with earnings. Next season's kicking back off again. Jobless claims, that's gonna be big. Manufacturing is decent too. PMI. We had FOMC this week. I don't really see any. It's got to be some news here, but someone mentioned FOMC. I don't see FOMC. I even labeled the channel FOMC because I was like, oh yeah, FOMC, cool. I figured it was going to be Wednesday. So this is Wednesday here. I don't see FOMC. So, all right. Back to the charts here. We do have a break. Want to see an uptick in volume. Let's get back to our little fast track here. And we're dipping into these buyers now. Could have been a buyer here too. Still, I'm going to see here. I'm going to be the buyer at the bottom of this range here. All right, so let's see here. These sellers are gone on the 5-minute. Get rid of these guys. Then we have buyers that upticked here to here. So all of this is pretty much buying. Probably just mark the bottom end of this range. Which all of this is buying though. Let's see. Oh, press the wrong one. It's often. There we go. All of this is technically buying from a 5-minute standpoint. So we'll see where they want to hold at. You can see as the wicks are starting to bottom out on the 2-minute that the buyers are still looking to accumulate here. Yeah. See that? So the algos are definitely accumulating here for one reason or another. We'll see if they are going to be strong enough to hold all the selling. Real seller, let me see here. We get a little uptick. So from here, this guy right here, this little retracement, you have a seller dredging into them a little bit here. So, but in my opinion, because of the volume, this buyer is still stronger. So, see how this works out. May actually, oh boy, kind of want to take one. But I don't want to take one at the very top. This is considered aggressive. I would have preferred to go mid or down here. I don't know if I want to be a buyer right up here in the morning. I think I'm going to try and buy a little more conservative, like down here at the bottom of these ranges for even though that did rip. I prefer to buy at the mid or towards the bottom. I want to buy in the bottom zone. Mid or bottom zone. I think that's the zone I'm trying to be a buyer from now on. I've been trading before getting a little worse pricing. I'm trying to get better at my pricing. So that's the goal here. If I get better at my pricing, then we're good. Selling on the sell side, there's a new seller, but I'm just assuming he's weaker. So that's why I'm not trying to sell into this yet. I do have this seller up here, but it's a pre-market seller. Just don't completely love it. Let me see, is this a little uptick? What's this? See, the volume tapered here, so that's not really nothing for me. All right, so back to the top step. We're in our XFA here, and I'll end up moving this wick down a little bit. So here we are, moving this wick down a little bit. So buyers stepped in at this level, increase in volume, new buying. Came to check it. Are there buyers still here? Yes, they are. Boom. But we also have a little bit of our seller there as well up at the top. Although it's a pre-market seller, I don't know if it's going to hold this guy. I would be surprised if it did. They did try to take it down a little bit lower though. This is a new seller here. So right here. So we're gonna see. See who kind of wins this little morning skiffle. Little battle. All right. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the weight on that. So, in theory, I like the first couple, like 1 or 2 tests, right? Depends on the context of how things test into these zones here. If we have a hard time pushing up into this at all, see how we kind of stayed right beneath those sellers? Doesn't give me a lot of confidence for these buyers down here. So they're kind of just duking it out right now. As you can see, the buying liquidity is here, the selling liquidity. They brought it all the way back down and dojied it. So from that standpoint, I'm like, do I want to be a buyer down here, or what? I want to wait for here. I could try and take one here at the 17s, but I don't know. We're at the bottom of the range. I think I'm trying to play more extremes here until the volume kind of tapers off. We took that one little trade. We had the little double. Ended up working. I just could have got a little better pricing on both of them. Should have aimed for like 10 points on each of them. 10 points on each of them would have been better pricing. Almost got 20 on one of them. Not this one. It almost ran down 20. I think we tagged down 20 and entered in somewhere. We get our fill at. Let's see here. 450, 455. Yeah, so 450, and then it ran down to 35, 33. So 30 was the lowest, but 33 was the lowest. I think below the buyers would have probably been at. Although who knows where they would have been at here, but probably could have hit it at here. That wick 440. So 15 points. 10 and 15 points. So I guess I didn't do too bad. When it started to wick up into the buying though, I was like, I don't know if I want to stay in this. Well, because I knew buyers were there, but I'm trying to go for a little pop. All right, so starting to push up into the seller. We'll see. We'll see who has the morning this morning. If we put a new, I would like to see us put in like a new seller on an overlap, right? Like that would actually make me feel pretty solid. If anything, this feels bullish to me. This buyer, that seems like they're really pushing. I don't necessarily want to be a buyer here, but on our top step, I should be getting an entry here pretty soon. Have a, let's see here, what time frame are we on here? 6:59. Almost have a little break here. So we'll see. I might be able to get in here. I'm not technically allowed to. No, I think I can get in on the 7:50 on the 7 o'clock candle if it is. But I hope this is red. Actually, I hope this candle's red. Oh, let me see here. We got a little bit of a trap here. No. All right, so this one's probably gonna even if it flips green. Let's see. It's gotta flip pretty green. All right, happy that it didn't flip green. All right, so now I can take my draw line off of that. Actually, have our 2 pivots on the morning. So we 2 bar above this, then I'm gonna feel a lot better about it. So if buyers are gonna take it, they're gonna take it. So back to the fast tracks. So, whoops, what did I just do? I just take out a seller? Oh yeah, they're taking. Got taken that liquidity, so now we're popping up in here. From the 2 minute. From the 5 minute, we still got our players here. Yep, running that. Oh man, I kind of want to be a seller here. A little bit, because I know there's liquidity. I should have just got better pricing here. Don't want to front run it. Trying not to be. I'm trying to be patient here. I don't want to get eaten up on price. 70s though. That midpoint. Because there's a lot of liquidity. If you were to put a volume profile here and show like volume, there's a lot of volume in this area here. A lot of liquidity, even balanced market. So even if we did rip above it, I felt like we'd come back to it. So I didn't feel like too crazy of a risk trade, but keeping an eye on it here. Buyer's still strong here. All right, so hope you guys have a good morning, man. You guys take any trades this morning? Let me know. Or if you guys see any levels, see any kind of ideas, don't be afraid, post it. I want to see these ideas. It's okay to be wrong too. It's not okay to be wrong and go all in on your wrong. That's that's when it's not okay. All right, 5 minute little anomaly here maybe. Would have liked to get better pricing on that short. I think 470 would have been a nice tap. Would have had to risk probably a few points though, because it took it. Let me see here. Where do I want to be a buyer if we dredge down here? 439. Where's 439? 90, 390. Look at this volume again. Tick. Uptick. All right, if we dredge down here, let's see if I could be a buyer for 417. I'll probably go for one at 420. And then I'll play the double at 416. 417, let me see. I might play this double here. Yeah. I should play the little spread, but I'll play this line right here. It looks a little low. There we go. All right. So if we do a quick flash, I think we do a flash and grab. And then I think we have buying here. If we dump through both of them, that would be not only surprising, but that would hurt. All right. Not a recommendation on these. Definitely not. As far as the selling liquidity, probably should have been a seller up here, the 470s. I don't really trust these pre-market guys. There is a little bit of this uptick here. You see this volume? This little increase here. So this one might be an area to look at here. I like the way this volume's hit. I don't like the retracement on that bar though. 1, 2, 3. Right here. Might be interested in this guy. Although pre-market, you know about pre-market. Pre-market's kind of iffy. But it's nice volume. All right. All right. So here we are. Boom, 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 boom. Buyers still accumulating. This seller is a pre-market seller. I don't trust him, but he is here. I don't trust him, meaning that I prefer to take my notes off of the real session buyer here. So I was expecting a liquidity grab and pump, but didn't necessarily get that. Pop over to the top step here. Top step is hey Dewey, good morning. Pleasure, good to see you. So not a real break here, but we're starting to get a real break here. And this looks strong. So now we're testing pre-market highs. We'll see here. We will see. This could be the first trade for me on the top step. We're starting to see we're blowing through the liquidity levels here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trusting the sellers here, but yeah, we're tapping up into this 501 area. Was that real seller? No, but if we go up to 527, I might be interested in taking one stab. I don't know though. This volume's ripping, craziness. I put one at 527. That's kind of risky. With that big of a bar with 3 minutes left, it's huge buyers here. Yeah, I'd rather play a little bit wider range with this much volume. When you get a candle like this much volume, this volume is going to be almost the highest of the day if it continues like this. It's not even halfway through the candle. We're already at 21,000. This one's at 40,000. That's the opening balance. So if this continues to rip, this could be your buyer taking a big position here. But if he fails, it's going to be a lot of bulls trapped. But we'll see. All right, so I'm not going to take any of these sellers off because these sellers to me are all still active until this bar closes. Okay, we cut the long from the opening bottom there, 2370, 2370. Oh, very nice. Where'd you take profit? Oh, Fed Harker is speaking at the moment. Dude, I did not see any data. I don't see any. Oh, Fed Harker speaks. Interesting. So he's moving it a little bit. There you go. All right. So closed above both of these guys. They're out. New buying. 2 minute. Strong buying. All right. Now I know we have big sellers over here. These guys get cleared? Kind of. If you want to call that cleared. That to me looks like I put a big angry red on it. That's what that looks like to me. All right, so we have that seller, and then we have a little bit of some overlap. Let's see here, boom, uptick, downtick, uptick. From the down up. Angry volume here. All right. A lot of volume on this piece right here. Tapping into it multiple times, so. All right, we're heading up there again. Getting close. Really close. $11 seconds left. First little break here. Top wick. Big volume. See, that volume is massive. Massive. Highest volume of the day over here. That's what it's saying over here. But top step is not saying that though. Up step saying, no, I didn't quite get there. 37K, 39K. So, oh well, I guess on the 5 minute it's not, but from the 2 minute it is. So here we go. 2 minute is the highest volume of the day. So big buyer there. No, no worries. 3-minute RSI did not break below the 60 line, and then all this bounce happened. 3-minute RSI did not break below 60 line at all, and then this bounce happened. So you cut the bounce off the ATR then. Stretch into these sellers a little bit here. All right, so 4 minutes left. If this candle's green at all, this candle's green at all, not doji though, but if it's green, I take the long. So, not a recommendation. Trade your own risk. We are major sellers up here. At the 530s and 550s. Major. So, me longing into this, I'm just running this system. So, this system ignores levels. It doesn't matter about levels. It just trades according to how it's being set up. But that being said, if it is kind of, it would take a lot of work, but the theories that I'm incorporating into this strat, right? Good morning, Tracy. Welcome. Sorry I wasn't live yesterday. Actually, I was up late with some friends. Went to a little whiskey tasting thing. I didn't even drink that much, but I wasn't like hammered or anything like that. We tried a bunch of different whiskeys, and usually I go to bed at like 8:39. I was up till 11, which is still not that late, but for me that was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I woke up and I was just like, I can't make it today. The quality would be so terrible. Like, it's just better if I don't show up. So, that's that. All right, little dip here. 2 minutes left, so if this bar goes green again, I'm going to take the long, not a recommendation. Over here, I was looking to be a buyer at the 420s. Although we have this buyer here, so if this big buyer here gets taken, that would be pretty surprising to me. So, and I wish I had my footprint, because I want to see exactly where these buyers are, try and buy with them a little bit. But they know that this is a huge seller here, right? So trying to exude that confidence up into these levels. And I don't know, if Fed Market says something, we can blast through these levels. I don't know how much weight he carries, but I'm sure he carries a little bit of weight. All right, so crack through these guys on the 5-minute, crack through these guys on the 5-minute. And this pre-market person that I said I was unsure about is one holding. So we're going to see here. Doesn't look bad, honestly. Doesn't look bad for the long. I'll be getting a piece of this long a little later. I mean, on the top step, so it doesn't really matter to me right now. I actually might try and play this short on the top step. So I mean, on the fast tracks. So we'll see. Big buyers though stepping up. Maybe I don't want to be ahead of these buyers a little bit. All right, 1 minute left. Let's take a look at the top step. 1 minute left. Again, I do like to see increasing volume, but this volume is big enough for me to take the long. If this candle's got a nice context here in the next 40 seconds, not a big topping wick, I'm going to take this long here. And it's not a recommendation. Trade your own risk. Futures trading is extremely risky. 30 seconds though. The only thing I wish I had is a cup of coffee. So I'm going to have to go get a cup of coffee right after this, which is already done. So that shouldn't be too hard. All right, 20 seconds. Not a recommendation. All right, pushing up a little bit here. Don't want that wick to be bigger than half of the body. It's looking like it's closing pretty strong. I know we're running right up into sellers, so I'm going to take this long here. I know we're running right up into sellers, but that's okay. I'm just trading the system as it needs to be traded. But from a theoretical standpoint, I know that there's major sellers up here, and I'm tapping. I even have them marked here, right? So I know that the market's going to be weary. We might even get a really strong rejection to stop me out here, but you got to run the system. I built this system before there was even levels. So I still don't know how well, considering how strong buyers are at certain levels, this could also be a front running signal saying that we're going to take out some sellers at different levels. So got to keep that in mind. 3-point stop here. So we're at 54. I'm going to put it on 51. Here we are. But I know that there is sellers up here. I know it. We're getting near them. It's like hot. See how hot it is? It's like singeing the wicks up here. So 420s, I'm going to leave those in. I don't mind that 420 level. If we do a quick bounce rip, whatever it is. We've kind of ripped all morning. It's going to be interesting to see if we play a little continuation here, but yeah. So in theory, right, with this strategy, if I was marking a new zone here with this buying, I would mark the zone right here on the 5-minute because of the volume right here. So this would be my liquidity pool for the long side. So because of the way that's happening, actually I need to mark that over here. So if we do tap back into this, I actually probably wouldn't mind being a buyer on the fast track, even if we came down to the 480 level or so. I could even use a pre-market high 490 as a indicator too. That's if I wanted to play a little bit more aggressive. So I marked it here. I don't know if I want to be that aggressive. I think I would prefer to be at the 478, 480. Yeah, I'll try and buy in confluence with my strat right now. 478. If I want to get anywhere, I'm gonna get right here. Let's just tap into that liquidity. I don't think I'd take another one here. I think I just sit on this one. So here we are. All right, now I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Tracy, you said until right now. Does that mean got a clue or nothing yet? Because I've been hearing they've been paying out. There's even a couple guys in the chat like Shark and a couple other guys that got paid. I haven't even FTT their initial jumps. I haven't even traded enough risk to get a loss or a payout on this FTT here. So this account's like a month old, 5 weeks old. I've only been trading it with this new strat for 2 weeks, and this new strat's very infant. So, but I enjoy the charts and I enjoy the footprint and stuff, so I use it anyway. So, see, but if I wanted to really push for a payout in this one, I would probably be taking a little bit heavier contracts in very specific channels, like I would stick to like things like 420 and external liquidity and stuff. Wait over 5. That's so crazy. I'm so sorry. It sucks. You in the US, Tracy? Is my internet clapped? Oh no, it's stalled. All right, I'm removing this guy. Very interesting. All right, so here we are. Nothing too much going on. A little 15-minute here. So we have our bottom pivot for the 15-minute. I could probably draw that too, but I'll draw it off the 5-minute context. So I'll keep it in mind though. Let me see here. Sorry, too many charts here. We got a pivot low here. Where we're at here, kind of just tapping that area right here. This is our buy liquidity zone here at the 78. I have a buy order at 78. Yeah. So, which could dredge down a little farther, but I'll be a buyer, maybe just a touch above 78, 79 if buyers are accumulating, or 79, 75, that's fine. Just from this context, because if we flag out a little bit, I could even get a touch more aggressive, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna get a touch more aggressive here, get filled here, just in case we flag. If buyers are looking to step up again, I'm gonna stay in this one. All right, so from the 5-minute though, would like to get a tap at the 480s. That's okay. I'm playing a little more aggressive off the 2-minute. I look for a little run up here to test these this external liquidity. See if these guys are still hot. See if they're hot, red hot, or it might be so hot where it is ripping away from it early. All good though. So the top step here, having our first break here, stops at 51. And this should be the liquidity pool I wanted to get into, tap into here. So this is a little different. So I would have gotten the fill here at the halfway point, but yeah, that's all right. A little bit of fair value gap between these two. Yeah, that's where we're at. Found buyers. There's the bid. Could have got a better fill. I got a little hasty, but I still wanted it. So I probably would have done this again. I got my fills down here. I got other buyers that I could support. This is gonna be this is a big red hot seller right here. So I know that going into this trade, I knew that. Alrighty. So pre-market highs, we're kind of coming back into the range a little bit. Yeah, Tracy, I don't know. Have you put in tickets? You've talked to them and stuff like that. I'm sure if you put in that, I think they said something about you have to put in another ticket. Did you see that? Did you see that announcement? Have you been looking at their announcements? You have to like make it to where you're automated. You like go to their automated trading or something like that. Something like that. Anyways, we found buyers. We're kind of back up to this level. We dredged into a little bit of that liquidity, but I think we're gonna come try and test up 40s range here. Could have got a better fill. It's my only oral with this. I could have got a better fill. I did want 80s though, 79, so could have still been about 8 points better. Got filled at 86. A little bit more points than I realized. I thought it was like 2 points. Like 8 points? What? I should put these candles bigger. There we go. This makes a little bit more sense. 5 points a tick here. Alright. So, back into this little buying liquidity right here, right? So we tapped back into it. Our buyer's still here? Yes, they're still here. We just got to have new buying interest, and then we got to get ready to take on these big sellers up here. So, we'll see if we can do it. It was a nice rip up into it right here, right? So these buyers are definitely, to me, pretty serious. But I know these sellers are serious too. So let's see what happens. As far as my stop goes, it's going to be a pretty wide stop. I'm probably going to lose. We dip below. I'll probably lose 80, 90 on this trade. But I'm in for one. I'm not going to average down. I'm going to chill. Top step. Nothing too much. We didn't break that trend, so it gets moved, and It's the top. So technically, this is our top range here. Is it? Yeah. It's our top range here. So this is still that top wick, inside bar, and then we kind of broke the. We didn't break structure, but we kind of broke that initial kind of trend. Now we're tested the actual trend and kind of find buyers, and you find buyers of liquidity here. So let's see what happens. 15-minute, nothing too crazy. This looks like actually give me a little bit of twin top vibes on the 15-minute. How much time we got left? 3 minutes 50. This, with how big that candle is, maybe a little bit of a reversal on the 15-minute twin top, but this is also could be considered inside bar, 3-bar break. So strong trend. This is more likely at the top of a range. So if this twin bar would have happened maybe up here, would have been a little scarier. But since it's happening kind of in the middle of a range, it's not really as bad. So there it is. Is the analysis. 5 minutes still staying in. I add to a long if it breaks more. Hopefully I'm not in this trade for hours. All right, back over here. So going a little bit away from this, but not too much. I want to see us come and test this big angry guy up here. Or better yet, I want to see us blast its face off and just rip above him. See what happens. Really open up. We'll see. So let's get 530, 545. Is that what I have here? Yeah, roughly 545. So all of this is technically selling, but I know there's someone hot over here, red hot. Now, if we put in a lower high, that would be interesting. Which is definitely not out of the possibilities. It's actually very possible we put in another lower high here. Pop that trend on the 15-minute. Take another look here. Get this up a little bit. Actually, let's do a new chart. Clean it up. There's a lot of lines going on. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Let's see here. Just need to keep a little eye here. Here we go. All right. Let's go single. Let's remove in drawings, indicators. All right, let's have a little look here. 15-minute. So from this wick here, so this is our initiate seller here. Initiate seller tried to break, and now this was an actual break, technically. But since that one broke, I think the rejection continues. So we're getting near that rejection level here. So my take profit up here is insinuating that we're breaking a week-long trend, about 15, 16, 17, about a week, over a week. That's a big claim. That's a bold claim. But we do have this, it's hard to draw straight off of anything. I don't know if you want to take this real low peak into context, we could, but it's broken it almost every time. Broke it. I think it might be better just to take this one, which this one's a little bit more reasonable here. Ignore that one. In terms of basic trends, by the way. Really, I think it's more, probably might be at the top of the range. Peaks. Here. Look above it, try to get above it, back below it, try to get above it, came back below it. Maybe. Maybe. You guys think we come all the way back down again to the 380s and then we come up? Maybe. All right. Let's have a look back over here. Go to our regular top step chart too. All right. Getting a little leeway here. I think we come up. I think we try and come up and test these dudes, but let's see that reflected in full. Trying. That liquidity. Someone is shoving into this. Makes me want to take one, but I'm gonna hold just in case we rip through them. Probably could put my stop below this wick here. 66, 20 points. I might do that. We're at 466B here, right in the middle of that liquidity again. Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see on this leg here. Increase in volume. There's new volume here. Possibly some of that could have been absorption. So if I was to go on the pop up a footprint, you'd probably see a lot of buyers getting absorbed here. All of this is buyers getting absorbed. And if you can't find new buying interest above it, these guys are going to be trapped. So a little bit of a head and shoulders vibe going on right now. I'm not a pattern trader, but I prefer to actually find the sellers. To me, had a real seller right here, Regin. This is a real seller that you're trying to eat up into right now. I wouldn't put it that light. He was down here, and then the buyers are slowly kind of going up into there right now. So, but this really isn't. See the buying volume tapered down here. This is annoying. On my way. There we go. See how the buying volume started to taper here. Boom. Right here. So that to me denotes lack of interest, but then we sellers tried, but buyer was still here, and then now buyers tried. I think they really tried, and a lot of that got absorbed. So we'll see. So I'm putting the seller up here. New seller has been identified, trying to engage a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens here. We're gonna see. Volume's pretty low on this seller. This flip screen. Be bullish. Didn't flip green. Let's take the 15-minute again. So again, the 15-minute, still kind of inside barring. 15-minute a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of this liquidity tap here, but this is where we found those buyers, right? See what happens. Kind of big rejection 12 off here. Yeah. So 15 again, just I know it's kind of messy. Let's see here. Over here to the 15. 15 here. This is just kind of an inside bar. It's pretty wide inside bar, but still technically an inside bar. We need new buyers here. If we can get a little break here, this could really get some legs. I know that sounds obvious, but if we actually can get the move up here at all, this should get some legs. If we were to break below this wick and close below this wick, this is going to be extremely bearish, and we could see a lot of downside. So, let's see. Kick back over to the fast track chart here. Catching a little bit of a bid, and we'll see. Yeah, that seller's hot. Red hot. I just don't want to be a seller too soon. I could have taken profits as we've dredged up into this seller even. I'm risking quite a bit. I don't want to get out at how much I'm willing to risk here. If the market decides to take it above this person here, it's gonna really rip. Get a lot of legs here. Or I'd like to see it at least pop up. I mean, the 560s, we have other highs up here, the 560s. But yeah, might be a little tricky. Volume tapering off. Really tough. A part of me wants to, yeah, I think I'm gonna close this one on the fast track. I think I'm gonna look for some more liquidity. I think if we dump here, I'm gonna try and find buyers again a little lower. So see, we found a little bit of a bid here. They scooped that up. So I took a little profit there. Nothing crazy. Those 14 points. It was relatively small. Just with how much bulls are trapped now, I think I need the market needs to find some confidence here. So I'm gonna try and find them here down here at the 420s. Should I be a seller? That's the question. I really don't want to sell into these buyers. If anything, I may still want to be a buyer at the bottom of this range, but with how much volume just got cracked up here, I don't know. I think I want to play it a little conservative here. I want to play a little bit wide range. So, all right, back to the fast track here. Trying to stay above this pre-market range here. Having a hard time getting above that. We're playing this buyer here long, so I'm putting my stop 3 points below him. Should be buyers all the way through this area. That's the same thing reflected here. Buyers all in this area, right? So my stop's at 451, which is right here. From the 5-minute standpoint, though, that's where I need to be, roughly. Yeah, 2-minute standpoint saying that this whole thing's buyer all the way down to the 446s. So let's see. Nothing really much to do. 6 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. Yeah. See if I find any patterns here. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. This buyer's still active. Dredged down a little bit lower again, came back up. If we come back up to this body, it's an argument that I could take this long for a little bit of a bear trap here. On a 2-minute though, although 2-minute, they are much more likely to get ran through. Much more likely to get ran through. $30 seconds left. I may take it. I may try a little long here, a little trap long. Let's see here. Let's see into the context. Yeah, I don't know. Getting a little bit of a break here on the 5-minute over here. A little bit of a break in this uptrend. Really, when we have strong uptrends in the morning, the initial breaks aren't too scary. Really, if we come down a little bit, retest, and then break, that's a little bit more intimidating. This to me is not yet intimidating. I mean, I'm not moving my stop here no matter what, unless we get confirmation to the downside. But when I say intimidating, more of like, oh, should I rethink my position with the markets here? That's the idea. All right, tapping back into this buyer, even still. It broke out of your triangle. I'm thinking it may produce a 3 drive and then down, but it's ranging here though. 3 drive broke out of your triangle. Oh, broke down out of it. Yeah. So we need a 2-bar break out of the triangle. You're saying this one, Dewey? Right here? This one right here? Is this the one you're saying? What you think, Dewey? This one? It needs 2 bars for it to actually break. And then in a technically strong uptrend, it's the first break's not the best break. First break's less reliable, according to Al Brooks. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Nonetheless, we're here. Kind of playing between these two players. I'm playing a little more conservative. Argument to be made, I should be in this long still, but power lingering. How big this seller is. If we rip, we're gonna just blast. I'm already in a long here, so I'm not too concerned. I already have that kind of hedged a little bit. Definitely gonna change this music a little bit. It's a little too much. A little too much. Slow it down for me a little bit. There we go. It's a little better. All right. So we'll see. Let me see here. Volume, uptick, taper. So this isn't real selling to me either yet. Real sellers here. This person right here. As you can see, we've been kind of waking up into that seller, and then we found the buyer. So really just ranging, range bound. See what happens. I'm not going to be able to stay as late this morning. I have to go drop my son off at the my babysitter's house. Getting a little 2-bar here, by the way. Now this is where it gets tricky because the strat says, as per rules, when we break above the uptrend, I'm only looking for longs, right? But when we come back in the range of the pre-market high, I said when we break the pre-market high, not uptrend, break pre-market high, I'm only looking for longs. But when we dredge back into the pre-market lows and we're battling with the pre-market highs, this technically isn't a strong uptrend. So now I got to look at volume, because volume's going to give me the clue whether I reverse this trade or whether I stay in this trade. So really, the volume needs to get above this volume. I don't think it's going to happen. If we stop out, it stops out, but yeah, for that to happen, that would be pretty wild. I mean, not for it to happen, I'm saying that for the sell volume to get above this volume here, because I'd be looking to take this down to a short side. So something to keep in mind. I may, sorry guys, this volume right here, sell volume here, this guy. So we're breaking, 30 seconds left. It is a 2-bar. It's the top of the range. We didn't, you can consider that a retest, possibly. I don't, it's close. It's close. The volume needs to pop below this for me to actually be interested. Short, the volume's tapering off here to the short side. We can run it. But yeah, it is what it is. So that's where I'm at here. On this one, I may look to get back in long. I think I'm going to do a little toe tap here long for one. See if I get a little better pricing. I might take another one at the 450 level. If we do a quick flash. Try and find the rest of this buyer. There's a 100 lot down there, but yeah, whatever. I'll take the 100 lot with them. So all right, let's see what happens here. Might get stopped out here on the top step. We're close. 451. That's the stop out point. I have another bid at 4. whatever that is. 450, but at the bottom of this range here. Maybe 45. All right, so we're tapping into this buyer a little bit here. All right, let's see what happens. Twin top on the 15-minute. Twin top breaks down. This is actually bearish. It's really bearish from pure price action, not the volume. But this to me is saying this can get legs lower. But I'm gonna be playing these strategies methodically. I can use multiple indications for strategy, but really with this one, I'm just trying to stick with where the buyers, where the sellers are, right? That's what I'm trying to do with this strategy over here. With this one, I'm running the system, so it really doesn't matter what I do. As far as like trying to implement other ideas, other logic. For right now, I know that I'll catch it. So I want an uptick in volume here. Really, we're battling this volume. I don't even know if 3 bars, if I wanted to get out of this one. I would prefer for it just to stop me out. I would just prefer to get stopped out on this one than for me trying to flip it. And then maybe take the flip. Got a little uptick. Little uptick. If we give big volume, I'm with it. So, let's see. We ran into that seller earlier up here. Right, just getting close to them. It's red hot. So hot. I almost got filled for my other one here. That was kind of... All right, here we go. There it is. It's the final for that one. So now if we flush below this and close below 450 in the next 2 minutes, then I'm going to get out of both of these contracts here. On the top step, close to getting topped out. Very close. Very close. See? So close. Is it going to happen? We're going to find out. I'll zoom in. Are we a point away? All right, looking heavy. Volume's tapering though, so it really doesn't feel like super crazy yet. All right, we got to stop down on that one. Doesn't feel super crazy to me on the downside yet. Even still, this doesn't feel too crazy to me. But from the price action standpoint, I have to take it. So now that we have a 3rd bar broken, question is, should I go short here on the 5-minute? I still think it's uptick. I may take it, but we're gonna see how this candle closes. 1 minute left. May take a short here. On the fast track, until we break this completely, buyers are still active. So if we close below this, I cut the trade. If we stay in this above it, I'm still in the trade. So those are the ideas behind it. Got a minute left in this, so we're gonna find out. I would prefer it to close out now and close down here instead of being like a sliver away and then dumping, right? That's what I would prefer here. So we'll see what happens here. Now, as far as this 2 minute really dredging up in here, we have an uptick in volume here to here. So this is a bit of a new seller here, right here. This big extension though, it's still, to me, it doesn't feel super aggressive yet. This to me just feels like a little bit of a lacking buying interest. Above those levels, we had some bulls trapped and they got liquidated. It doesn't feel super scary to me yet. So that's where I'm standing here. Now we do have, let's see, break on the 15 minutes. So if this one goes red, we're gonna see how that's gonna happen. Was questioning whether I should cover one or not. Probably should have took one off close up to here. I'll take one off if we get up close to here. I know that there's buyers here though, so if the buyers want to take it, they can take it now. Might be holding on a little too long against the current here, but These guys are still active, so I'm hanging in there with them. I'm going to hang in with these buyers until they get ran through. Top step got stopped out for 1, so we're down about 60 points. Took this 2-bar here. Above pre-market, we're battling with the pre-market range here, which is okay. 2-bar here. The 3rd bar closed with a big wick, a little bit bigger of a volume. Really tough. Really tough. Really tough. I think I'm going to stay out of this trade, but let's just have a look here. So this is the possible. I don't like that. This is just tough. Broke out, came back into pre-market range. Volume tapered, didn't get above this volume here. This is the volume I wanted to get above. So this break, even though it's still happening, the volume is not where I want it to be. It's for me to get all of this move. It can happen for sure. Just I prefer that volume to be up a little bit more. So, oh man, where are we at here? 520s, 512s, 472s. Is that another 50 points? I'll take it. So I don't like the volume. I do like the price action. Usually though, volume to me is more 5. Here's why I'm taking it. So volume really comes into play in strong trends, right? This is a decent trend here, 100 points, but it's not out of my pre-market range. So since it's inside the pre-market range, I'm going to be willing to take the short here. I am hedging it technically with this for the long, but technically though, this buyer is still really strong. So the thing is for the system though, if we were in a strong trend, like actually ripping, multiple legs. Right now we only have 2. This is technically 2 legs, but it didn't follow through on how the buying should have followed through on the second leg yet. But if we dip back above here, where are we at here? 3 points, 15. So if we would have ran strong and the volume case situation happened, I would have been out of the short. Since I know that we have a player up here. It's not even that. It's not even about knowing that there's a player. It's a 2-bar break, 3rd bar, uptick in volume in the pre-market range. So I will take the short there. But that being said, I stand by this decision. I don't love it because of how big this volume is. So I'm expecting buyers to still try and take this up. But I'm going to stay in this trade. So we'll see if they can get it buying interest above here. By the way, on the fast tracks, I'm going to take 1 off here. So I'm taking 1 off there. So we got that was about almost 20 points, about 18 points. So this one we're in a little bit deeper. We found buyers here, and we're going to see if we can get back up to, I want to see if us test this 35 area. So I know it's kind of confusing. I'm trading multiple different strategies. So, no, thank you. No, thank you, music. So on this strategy, I'm just running the system. And this one's nice because I know I'm kind of like, it's because it's the context when we're fluttering above the pre-market. This makes it tough to read the context because this doesn't always happen. Flutter around pre-market levels like this. Either we break and we reject, we break, retest, fly, or we reject off pre-market. But breaking, hovering, battling on the pre-market line, it doesn't happen too often. So I'm trying to say, all right, well, how do I interpret this then? Should I be looking at volume? I just don't have a ton of data. I guess it would make more sense if I had more data, but since it doesn't happen all the time, it doesn't really, there's just not enough data for me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get into the trade, even though I don't necessarily love it. It's a 2-bar. This isn't technically a real strong trend yet because our second leg got pulled through. So I'm going to take the context of the short here. And then I don't feel, from the buying standpoint here, I liked this buying. You saw me buy here. I felt pretty good about it. breaking below this sellers now, and I think we may give this a final push here. If this push doesn't work, definitely gonna get out of this long and try and go short, but we'll see. Volume upticked, so you got new buyers stepping in at these levels. Really because of how much this candle retraced, I'm putting this buyer down here. So it tapped back up into liquidity again and just broke. We did break through this buyer here, seller I mean. So that tap of liquidity there, so that seller's trying again. So it's making it a little prickly. Yeah, I'm gonna take that one off. Take that one off. I think we're good though. I think we still are gonna come and test this, people, but here we are. I think this buyer is still active on the 2-minute. We got good pricing there. All right, so 35 points, 20 points, about 55 points for those two. Wasn't bad. On this one, in the short, still active. That buying volume, even though that's a really nice candle, the volume's not surprising. This is some absorption here, so this volume is not just sellers, it's also buyers. So as the candle's reflecting that as well. So there was a contention point here. We are above pre-market low highs again. That's bullish. They're trying to dredge this up. So from a 15-minute standpoint, we're still decent, strong trend. We haven't ripped all the way through. So this is just a minor low volume pullback. And we're already, what do we got? 2 minutes left. The volume's starting to uptick on the buy side. So we could get a nice extension. This isn't a ton of volume though, yet. So I say nice extension, but this volume's not convincing me yet. Price action wise, pure price action, no volume included, this looks bullish. With volume, say we're not there yet. I'm not convinced yet. By the way, none of my trades are recommendations. Please trade at your own risk. I would never recommend to trade to anybody. But thank you guys for joining. Appreciate you guys stopping by the stream. Thank you for liking the video. Appreciate that as well. Love that you guys come hang out, dude. If you guys have any ideas, please, Dewey. Thank you, by the way. Dewey, I know Dewey pops in here and he's got a cool, funky. It's not funky, but it's how do you say? It's a little it's like all the stuff that you kind of learn except for ATR, except for he's developed a nice method with it. The RSI, MACD, ATR. It's a lot though. It's a lot going on. But I dig it. All right. So here we are. To me, this wasn't new buying. This was buying from here. So I'm not marking this candle up. This to me was a new buyer because of the uptick in volume. So I'm considering this area. The reason why I'm not doing this whole candle here is because of how much this candle retraced to the previous candle. You see that, how much it retraced? So to me, it wasn't extremely aggressive buying. I feel like the aggressive buying happened down here. So that's why I'm leaving this kind of down low. I'm not marking this whole candle up. Even though, as you can see, we're responding to these buyers here. But we'll see. We found our new seller again. See, we tapped right into that seller. This is a new one. This guy right here, because of the way the volume worked out. So see, the volume increased here. So we can consider this, and then some of that liquidity got eaten up, but the seller is still active. Started to offload a new seller, right? Offloading some of this liquidity. So here we are. These are the players for me right now. I like when the players are a little bit wider. It's nice. Yeah. Sipping on a little bit of coffee. You guys have any ideas or setups? Like to get to know them. I am gonna have to leave here probably in 20 minutes, unfortunately. 20 minutes. All right, so we'll let these trades ride. Tiny volume here. And with how little volume that was, even for the sellers, that's interesting. Because with how little volume, if the seller was looking to step up that position, that would have been an easy sell into. So this is still kind of, it's not just dojis, they're super light volume dojis. Very interesting. So let's see what happens. All right, so I'm gonna take these. Well, I could probably leave them on, but I'm gonna take them off just in case I forget. I did that the other day. I left a couple trades on while I was at work. I had to go download Fast Track on my computer. Like, no. So again, the volume, this was an increase. So from a 5-minute, but these guys got almost taken. They're pretty much almost taken right now from here to here. Now this volume probably was a lot of absorption. So still probably not an aggressive seller here. From the 2-minute, we kind of can see that being reflected as there's not really super big selling. The volume did uptick from here to here. So you had a little bit of a seller here, but he immediately got ran through. So that's what I feel like, Samu, no joke. It makes me feel that way. I'm getting those vibes. Is that what they said? Or no? Did they have an update? Was there an update or something like that? Yeah, it is really interesting to me. I mean, I know that they're like trying, and the way that they're talking is like, oh, trust, trust, trust. You know, for those of you that don't want to do this, that's not how it works. Trust is kind of built, right? Even if they claim to do all kinds of things, trust has to be built. I'm not saying that they won't carry through and follow through though eventually, but I'm not gonna just like run into. By the way, almost getting stopped out here on this one. So look at the volume. The volume was a ticker for me. So if we do get stopped out, but we do have this new seller up in this area, so we're gonna figure out how this works. Still gonna stay in the short, and I'll let it hit my stop. I'll hit that stop. That's okay. That'll probably be my last trade. Well, we'll see. I'll have 20 minutes more. We'll see what happens here. But 2 losers on the morning if that does happen. Not too bad on the zones here. I think we have 100% winners on the morning. Yeah, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. I think there are 3 different trading ideas, but they all ended up working out really well. Probably could have held on. I would love to see a tap into this liquidity up here. That's what I was expecting this morning to do, like a tap and run, tap and go. But obviously the seller's still active. Maybe a case for me to have been a seller here. That was at the halfway point, or maybe even on the top end of this. There's still time, but the first one's the best one, right? Because that would have been an immediate, almost 20 points. Yeah, I feel you, Samu. It's my thing is they said they're dealing with growing pains, right? If you're, in my opinion, if you're dealing with growing pains, and you can only manage a number of traders, if there's a limit, if there's a cap, then cap out. Say we're not accepting. We'll only accept like the small accounts right now until we deal with some of the this cap. I would just put if it was me, be like, hey, we got a bunch of people putting 100 accounts under a family, 200 accounts under a family, which I don't think is actually legal, right? And we're dealing with a problem because they're not only going to be liable for the money they have to pay out, but they're going to be liable for allowing that to happen under their license, I think too, right? And so I think it's a double tick there. So if they're dealing with that, my whole thing would be like, all right, clap all of the other accounts, no more GTs, no more of this. Keep it small. We'll allow you guys to play in a small. We're gonna limit the number to 5 until we get these guys sorted out and figured out. And then once we get these guys figured out, then we'll open the gates again, right? If it wasn't a payment thing for me, right? If it wasn't a payment thing, um, I would say, hey, we got the money, we got everything, but we're just dealing with this. We do not have the power for demand, and we're not going to be, I basically put a bottle cap on it so that we can meet with the demand, because it's better to have that, in my opinion, than to have a bad reputation and have a reputation for not paying out, for coming up with a bunch of, I don't want to say excuses, but it's like, I don't know. That's my opinion. It's my opinion. I might be totally wrong on this. I've been wrong on many different things in my lifetime. But I'm just saying, it's if the demand was here, it's either you meet the demand or you start making adjustments that you can control to help you meet the demand. Well, to help you match the demand until it sucks you have the bottle cap, but it's my opinion. I don't know. That's what I think personally. Personally, for me, I'm gonna keep it very light with FTT until everything's caught up. Like, I only have one little one here, right? This is fine. I'd prefer, I have a few top steps. I've been with Top Step for a minute though. I really like Top Step. I've actually gotten this last 3 weeks, well, 4 weeks, ever since I've been streaming, it's been actually hard for me to trade and stream at the same time. But we're doing pretty good. I don't know. I'm hearing that, like, okay, so I think they mentioned. Let's see here. Let's look at their Discord real fast. Supposedly they're paying. Let's see here. Got 10/22 payday, so that's today. If you receive an email saying 10/22 is your payday date, your day has arrived. Thank you for your patience and support. Obviously they say that they're claiming to pay everybody, no problem. We completed our 1,500 payout batch for today, namely our 10/7 auto approvals. So supposedly they're 2 weeks behind. Is that what that is? Yeah. It in my opinion, it's a little. It's very okay. How do I say this? How do I say this? It's very unprofessional the way that it's being handled, as far as conduct, right? But obviously Scott, he's seems like he doesn't really give a crap about that. He's kind of, which could be interpreted two ways to me. Interpreted from the you're trying to bully your way into nobody basically questioning you, which I think is poor, or he's so confident he doesn't give a damn, and he says, who cares? I'm not gonna. If you guys want to leave, because I know what I'm offering is extremely valuable, and so I know those are two extremes, but so far with, was it Top 7 A6? Been in the market for a long time, and there have been Sam, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm in the Top Step, so I'm with you. I'm with you on it. The thing, I'm kind of a benefit of the doubt person though, right? Because I just don't, unless they have a bad reputation, which I don't know Scott's reputation, but unless they have like a poor reputation, they've been involved in it before, then it's like, hey, by you doing that, you knew the risk going in anyways, right? That's your fault. But when you have someone that that is probably they're kind of like breaking new waters here. You're going to expect them to be dealing with hurdles because they're kind of uncharting different waters. Uh, I mean, even like the access to quant that we have, the access to footprint, bookmap. There's a lot of different things that we have benefits to. Even just to pay for your account with no subscription to have access to the footprint and quant for this cheap, just based on a data point alone. You know what I mean? That's actually really dope. Just to have access to footprint, bookmap, all these things for $80, one time payment. That's like that's dirt cheap in my opinion. So um to me I would say I basically how I was talking to other traders too. I said I just take my foot off the gas with them, right? Just kind of ease up, which is to be expected anyways, right? They're going to expect that. They're not expecting people to go all in. They're going to expect a little bit of a cooling off. Um, but if what they're offering is solid, then in the end, they're going to get that a good reputation in the end. So um, that's my opinion. If not, and he's just a scumbag and is scamming everybody because they can't keep up with the demand and whatever, then they're gonna have to. Well, I don't think it's scamming, but if they're doing it in a scammy kind of way, trying to finesse it, the payouts can't keep up with the payout demand and all this other stuff, then that just sucks because they're it is what it is. It'll put a bad rep for a lot of different people. So, but I'm not saying that they are. By the way, again, these are scenarios, just like the market, just like the market. So in this range here, new seller trying to take it up right here. This is a new seller here. Just kind of keeping an eye on this. Bar just opened here. So sellers are starting to push into this buying demand. I really do think that this buyer here is still stronger, but this guy is not stronger than this dude. I don't think. This dude is much, much, much stronger. Let me just have a look here. What's the volume on this bar from here to here? Volume's 27,000 on the 2-minute. Let's go have a look over here. This buyer. This buyer is 19,000. You see the difference? 19,000. Still pretty strong though. Still really strong. I just don't know if it's stronger than these sellers up here. Again, it's kind of volume's still a lagging indicator because volume's what has happened. You know, we're trying to assume liquidity here. That's what we're doing with these zones. I'm assuming liquidity. I'm assuming there's going to be liquidity here. But most of it could have got dumped away over here, right? Or interest has changed and this player is no longer active. Although I really do think this player is active. But I'm assuming liquidity, so really anything can happen here. As far as like, I don't know what the institutions are doing. We were trying to get clues to where they can be. If we knew what they're doing, we'd all be slaying it right now. So, by the way, still in the short on the Top Step account. Took this 2 bar, so this volume is pretty low. We're kind of just eating back up this volume. There's still a buyer here that's active right here. And we'll probably dip back into him again and see if he's still active. But if we cut through him, this 415 could come pretty easy. So this was our actual, to me, a retest of the extreme here. Let's see here. We're within 7.5. Did we count that? I don't know. That's close. Again, a bunch of cutting it close. I like doing a 7-point retest. So we'll see. We have another break here on the 5-minute. By the way, none of these trades are recommendations. Please trade at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education purposes only. I am in the short from here. If we get another 2-bar here with decent volume, I want the volume to tick above this, then I will look to add to the short. But if not, we're is playing between these two players, and you see the players here. We have the buyer down here. These are mini players. I could actually put these at a lighter volume. These are kind of more mini players here. So put them as a little bit more transparent. Not as strong. On the morning, this guy's a bit stronger. So, and then this guy's decent. Still mid, but this is your really aggressive seller here. So, there's that. But all right, I'm going to take a tiny bit. Just need to go get my son ready and a couple other things. But I'm in this short. What do we got? 3 minutes left. I'm going to wait until this candle closes. Because if this candle closes poorly, I have about 10 minutes. But yeah. Well, let me see. I'm going to go get a couple things ready and yeah. Do this soon. All right, we're back. So, looks like 2-bar didn't happen. So we're gonna move this wick down here. And again, this buyer is pretty aggressive, so tap back into this liquidity here. We have a seller up. Why? Let's see, where did I put him at here? Between 525 and 545. So that's where he's at here. My I'm gonna throw on some cartoons for my little one here. Thought because basically babysitter had little plans this morning, so our plans this morning, how do you say? It's supposed to be I forgot that they had something going on in the morning, so I'll be hanging out here for a little bit longer. All right, pick it up again. Again, we're gonna test this. Ooh. All right. Might give me time to run an Ethernet cord from my house to my computer here. I've been on Wi-Fi and it's been horrible. So. Alrighty. Tapping into this buyer. See, the buyer is just picking it back up again, which is okay. Not too crazy here. Just kind of playing between these two players again. Got a little buyer down here. I'm not really interested in the internal stuff here. I want to see us play on these bigger ranges. So trying to get these swings, these rotations a little bit. I'm really not really interested in playing in these zones here. I'm talking about these zones right here. These internal lighter zones here. Even though we have these two players, I would rather play out these players right here than these ones right here, because these ones are real light. So we'll see. Just kind of keeping an eye here on the top step. Really nothing for me. Nothing for me yet. If we get a little break, that'd be something to keep an eye on. No traps. I don't even see one trap today. I don't see any bull bear traps. Yeah, nothing yet. So it's kind of floating along here. Let me check the 15-minute, make sure the 15 minutes good. Yeah, 15 minute. This is a little bit of a bull trap. I want to see 2 bars of context. It's not 2 bars of context. So, but yeah, argument to be made here. Maybe a 2 bar here. Maybe a 2 bar from the 5-minute. Yeah, so this is our first bar. So we'll see how that one actually plays out. All right. Other than that, we're tapping into this buying liquidity here. This buyer tried to take it up this morning. He's still interested. So there he is. And then from this other here, nothing too much here. We're just hanging. What should I make on this count, by the way? What are we at? 107. 150? 60? So I can make another $100 on this account, and then I have to pretty much stop. I think I can make up to like 280 or something, though. I don't know. We'll see. Downtick in volume, really no surprise here. This is big absorption, buy side absorption. Buyers got absorbed there. Super tricky. Not super tricky. It's just super. It's kind of quiet in this consolidationary range. We had the little 5-minute closed here. Closed right above the wick, so I have to take this down here for a new context. See how this one works. And then, yeah, hopefully we get a little downside. For some reason, how long this is lingered, I feel we get like a big push down here, like a big tap, and then if we're going to go higher, we rip right off of that. So, we'll see. Been in a pretty tight range. I mean, we're still in pre-market range this morning. Pre-market range is about 120 points wide. That's not that wide. It's pretty narrow. I actually prefer to trade a narrow pre-market ranges because I get a little more clarity sometimes on the day. when there's super wide ranges, you get a really wide pre-market range, it makes it real difficult. Like this one was a really wide one. This was 500 down to 300, so that's 200 points. 200 points a little tougher. So everything gets, you're pretty much in that range all day long. So like as much as we see active buyers still here, right? Argument for me to be a buyer down here, 455. On the fast tracks, it's possible. It's possible. Yeah, because we did tap and hit this guy. So this probably should have been a nice bid for me if I was buy aggressively. I didn't think it would happen that quickly. It's all right, though. That's all right. There'll be more opportunity. That would have been a nice one, though. You see it tapped right off this buyer here. Right? As soon as it came down to this buyer, it just burned right off of him. So this buyer is still active here. Yeah. And then the top step here, there's really nothing much I could do. No traps, no breaks, consolidating. Looking like this candle's turning over nice, though. This is looking pretty bullish here. So yeah, we might actually see a stretch up the top of this range. I'm staying in the short. Got about 1 minute left in this 15-minute candle. I mean, in all honesty, my bias from here is until we break this dude here. Until we break this dude, I'm bullish. Because this is like the first stake of the morning. If we break this dude, I'm gonna probably flip a little more bearish. Or kind of in the middle. But doesn't necessarily matter which one. I'm just saying that I might try and look for those setups. I should have taken that one though. This one would have been one I should have taken. That one just happened while I was looking at my other screen. Tapped right below, broke, tapped, bounced. Still would prefer to be a buyer here down at the 20s. 20 to 417. Yeah, we'll see. Tapping back up into that sell side liquidity a little bit. This guy's a little lighter, I think. Let me see the volume. Yeah, this guy's a little lighter, so I'm not really interested in these two players here in the market. Well, I'm more interested in him because the volume is there, so this would have been the play for me. That's all right. Let's see what's going to happen here. Top step, we're still in range. Nothing really for me to get. I'm still holding this short. Got a pretty wide stop here. Yeah, it's looking pretty flaggy to me. All right, boom, flag. Buyers here. And yeah, just based on price action, though, I'm taking the sell. Volume-wise, like I said, look at how nice this buy volume is. So when we cracked this 2-3 bar, oh man, it's a tough one on a pure price action standpoint. But I'm still in the short. So until this seller gets ran, this short's still active. So yep, that's that. Back over here. Really nothing much for me to do yet. Might want to take a little sell here. I don't know if I want to front run it though. Send out a couple of texts here. Hold on one second here. All right. So this volume looks pretty good. I still don't consider this a new buyer. This is just the buyer from down here. This buyer is still active as well. This buying volume is tapering off. I'm waiting for a new buyer to step up. From this standpoint, we're gonna see if we get a little bit of an uptick in volume. Then I'm gonna say, yeah, we're playing it. Could have played the range there. I think that was. I'm a little disappointed because I just wasn't paying attention. You know, this was look at this. I mean, to the tick here, it's unbelievable, right? To the tick, right off the rip. So, really good for kind of not being able to pay attention here. Yeah, this is moving down now. It's real tough to say because we're playing between. There's another player, I think, somewhere around here, but kind of between these two guys right now. We're gonna see how this rolls. Oh. All right, there we go. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go about 100-foot Ethernet cable. I have to run it all the way from my room, but I'm gonna do that real quick. Anyways, but should be good. Still gonna play this. I mean, it's pretty quiet right now. I wouldn't be surprised for it to catch a bid rip or dump. What we got? 35. We just started a new 30-minute candle. When's Euro close? Euro close is coming up here pretty soon. I think Euro close is going to be coming up here pretty soon, so that might kick up the volume a little bit, kick up the heat. All right, I'll be right back. we go. Just ran an Ethernet cord through my whole house. Used about 75 feet of it. I think I could have done with a 50 foot though, once it's all said and done, but it's all good. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm plugged into Ethernet now. Oh, let's see here. Let me get a little speed test going. I don't know if that's going to give my IP, so I'm going to clap this real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, yeah, now we're ripping. 850 megabyte download. Oh, 880. 880 download. Not bad. 890. My ping is 4. All right. And we got about, dude, we're ripping on the upload too, about 880 megabytes a second upload. So my quality should get better now. 930 upload. Ooh. That is intense. 882 download, 928 upload. All right. Benefits here. So to me, this is still looking bullish. Tempted to get in again here. Not going to. Tapered off volume, uptick in volume here. I need to reload this because refresh. Let's refresh. There we go. Oh yes. All right. So still running into this area here, kind of dredging up. No real traps for me yet. 15 minutes really not giving me anything. I really do think that we may take this high here. I am in the short, but I'm just running the system. So if we do end up taking this high, I know I'll get some opportunity to the upside too, and that's going to be okay. So until then, I'm going to stay in the short here. Playing between these players. And yeah, not much action here. Not much action. A little bit of a, I suppose, an uptick on the 5 minute. Here. So technically, this seller is active too, but very light. Very light. But there's a seller here. From here. Boom, boom. All right. Should not have any more internet issues. I should have curbed that completely. Yeah, I really do think I would like to participate long at some point here. This would have been the point I liked to get long, 455 level, but that's all right. We'll wait. We'll sit and wait. Alright, just playing between these players still. Twin top, not small wicks though, so technically not a reversal pattern. But they are basically twin tops. Hanging out, hanging out. Bounced off that pre-market high again. Here we just keep tapping it. It's very interesting, the selling that's happening above it. I know there's a selling liquidity up here though, but it is still interesting here. From a volume perspective, you do see a little upselling in the sell uptick in sell volume. I think your real seller is between here and here though. Your real new seller. So this to me is the selling player so far, and then we have one above him at the 530s, and then the big one up here at the 550s. So this is kind of where we're at today. We're just playing between these two people. Let's have a look over here. Yeah, but nonetheless, pretty chill today. I wanted to get this long. I missed this long. This would have been a very nice pick there. Very nice pick there. And this is looking very flaggish. Let's see here. Very flaggish here. Which is only bullish if we break it. So, failed flag can happen too. Break to the downside. Here's your buyer currently on the 5-minute. Seller, you have a little seller right here. So here you are. Need buying interest above here, need selling interest below here. Till then, range. Try and play some of these ranges though. I don't really want to mess with it too much. But that's what it is. Nothing too crazy. Still sitting in this short here on the top step. We're just hanging out. Nothing much for me to do. I do think when it happens, it's gonna happen at once though. It's just gonna just fly. We'll see what happens. Hope you guys are having a good day. Curious, sorry, I need to turn off the volume on this. Turn the volume off on this. Gotta turn off the sounds real quick. Alright, here we go. Yeah, nothing much going on. Changing still. Play a little chess here. Prefer not to abort. Well, maybe I might be able to play it on a little screen. We can take a look at both of them. You can have an eye on both. How's that sound? So here we go. We'll keep an eye. As long as it's still ranging, we'll keep an eye here. So, well, nothing much. Until we break these players, I'm just not interested at all. So, just gonna hang. A little bit of an anomaly on the 2-minute here. Nothing too crazy. Just hanging. Very light. We're in a 10-point range right now, about 20-point range. The volume upticked, but we got a double here. Get up a little bit. Let's see here. Nope, still no uptick. A little bit of a new player here. Do right here to right here. So this is technically a little bit of a new player. This is getting eaten, but very light still. Oh, that was bad. I'm glad I came back on that one. All right, volume pick it up a little bit. Selling happened a little bit more. Not really too exciting yet. So, all right, what do we got? Take. There we go. What I don't want is him to take this knight over here. Take. I don't want him to take this knight. This would be annoying if he does. Tap below here. Broke below. Nothing too crazy. Just tapped it. Drift back up. Yep, he took it. So that's annoying. All right. It's not going to be that hard to manage here. Take some space. Take. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. All right. Where are you going? Let's see here. He lost his queen if he takes. Yep. He loses his queen if he takes anyways. Double tapped into this bottom. Buying liquidity here. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. Curious. 83% accuracy. Wasn't bad. It was only like 10 moves though. 22 moves on the board. Yeah. Taking that. Oh yeah. It's true. Oh yeah. Gorgeous. Beautiful symmetry. Alright, well, bouncing off that range again. Nothing too crazy going on. Yeah, no worries, Sambo. Take care, dude. Or I don't know if you're taking off, but I'll say take care anyways. We'll go here. Let me see here. Probably didn't need to move that queen that early actually if he comes right back. This take if he takes. It's hanging here, still between those two players here in the market. Could possibly play a little bit of range here, but not too interested. Alright, we'll go here. I kick you. Let me see here. Continue. Alright. Alright, perfect. Let's get this going. Perfect. This is nice. This is actually what I want. So he's going to start to play that back a little bit. That wasn't good. Here. Hold on, Bob. Alright, he's trying to counter my bishop. He doesn't want my light square bishop in, so he's probably going to take here. Doesn't want my light square bishop anyways. Oh, he didn't want it? Wanted to open up that right side. All right. Well, let's do it then. Let's see. Castle here in a second. Ooh, we're getting a little bid here on the other one here. New buyer trying to take this up. This might be the move. This could be the move here. Be very interesting. All right. All right. Takes. I think I just need to start breaking this open. Yeah. Nothing really much else to do there. Where do I want this guy? Put an outpost here. Start to catch up here. I'm gonna let him take. That happens. Tap it up into the selling liquidity. Still nothing too crazy, just range bound. Here. Oh, he's got it with the rook. The knight, he took it anyways. That's all right. Let me see here. Oh, he didn't, so I'll push him up. Works. Move that knight back. All right, let's get here. Okay, take that. What's up? Which one you want? All right, en passant here. All right, I'm cool with this. Oh. Let's see. Let's get this knight out of here. Attack this. All right. All right. So he wants to take. I think that's fair. If I take. What are we at here? By the way, we're just stepping into this liquidity. Okay. Do I want to just trade right now? I'm going to take this. Let me get a little bit more equity here before I get too crazy. Can you check me somewhere? You can check me right here with the queen. And then I need to go where? Up. Alright, so he decided to move. Attack this queen now. Seconds I got left, 30. I'm still trying to take my queen. Bum. There you are. All right. Got him. Projecting out this liquidity. I mean, range bound days, I play both of them. I just don't. Sometimes when I play the tight ranges here, I really get ran through. Later, Samu. Take care, bro. Appreciate you stopping in. All right, sorry, I was in the middle of the chess game. All right, white, 77, 1450. Oh, yeah, I killed this dude. Come on now. Another little rejection. Buyers still tried. Blunder. Whoops. All right, volume pick it up again. Let's see if we get this little break at this bull flag. This could be the break here. Let's tap back into that liquidity down there. I'm not really interested in playing these internals right now, just because the volume's so light. I just prefer not to play any of it. Yeah, this is where he started actually. I'm surprised those are all best moves. Yeah, sloppy. It's alright though. Alright, well, this might be the first breakout of this flag here. Let's go back to the top steps. We're tapping into that buying liquidity again down here. Papa, you have this. This is no good. You cannot have this. Put this in the bag. Vacuum this. Alright. Alright. So we'll see. See how this little break works again. Again, it's been failing, flagging. Hopefully we get a little break to the downside here. Although overall, I still feel pretty bullish. I feel like this is gonna liquidity grab, shove above these sellers. This is a gut feeling. The gut feeling is not something I trade off of anyways, but if I had to have like an idea of what would happen today, I feel like buyers want to take it up. They're not finding new buying interest. They're going to go down, tap liquidity, and then rip it. And trap shorts, and shorts are just going to get liquidated. So, a little bit of a dredge here. Back into these zones. With how this just happened, all right, so this buyer's gone. We tapped into this buyer a little bit now. A little bit of a fair value gap here. Look at the sell volume here. Sell volume is quite a bit bigger now than the average. So let's see, from here to here. So this is where I'm going to say the sell volume is. And this will obviously get adjusted as we get a little bit of retracement. But I think I'm going to take one short here. Take one short here. I'm going to put my stop, let's see, 20 points. Put my stop right above here. 45. 45. 45. Where are we at here? Stop by 45. Here we go. Put my stop here. I know that there's a buyer here. This is kind of at the bottom of the range. With this, the way the selling just tapped up in here, though, got a little bit of a fair value gap in this zone too. Oops. So may look to take one more 478. I might double down on the stop. 478. Let's see. Here, right in the middle. Right in the middle of that one. And then I'll put two stops at 485. Put two here. All right. So there we are. Until then, that's pretty much the play for me. On the top step, we had the 5 minute. A little bit of a break here. Volume's increasing. That's what we want to see. Would like to see one more bar. Again, this buyer just needs to get taken out if we have a chance at going short here. Because this buyer's been serious all morning. You see they've been accumulating, and then there's no new buying interest. Sellers come back in, they accumulate. The selling interest comes back in, they accumulate. Selling interest comes back in. But now the seller's getting a little bit more aggressive. That's the difference here. This seller looks a touch more aggressive, whereas these sellers, see how little the volume is. This was a little bit, this uptick though was, I think a lot of sellers got absorbed here. So I don't really attribute this to pure selling. I mean, even if it was pure selling, there was a buyer scooping them up. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is curling a little bit to the downside. We're having a little bit of a curl here. So we'll see what happens. From a 5 minute standpoint, this increase, I probably could put the stop all the way up. But we'll play it here. We'll play it here. And for one, I know that our buyer's here. I might take it off at 446. Would that be about 20, 15 points? I don't know. We might get a big break. Maybe down to the 420s. We'll see. This might be a little bit of an overtrade here. This this might be a little bit of an overtrade. This might be the beginning of me just kind of getting a little exhausted and wanted to get something going here. So buyer's still active here. He's still accumulating. Big sell volume kicked in. Even the pricing, it's a little poor pricing, right? It'd be better for me to get pricing back up at retest of this, but let's see if we crack this, dude. If we crack them, I would like to see it to come down to 420s, even though we have a big buyer right here. Yep, so this guy's gone. Let's see. 5 minutes. We got 4 minutes left on this candle here. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm showing you guys the wrong screen. 2 stops above here, seller here, entry here. I would have liked to get up here, this level up here. But it is what it is. I really considering cutting it and just getting better pricing, but I don't want to just become over trading. This is just not a great setup entirely. I'm buying right into, I'm selling right into this liquidity down here. So this is front running a little bit here. This is me getting a little hasty. So could take, I'm going to take one more 478, which is only 10 points away or 15 points away. And then I put 2 stops at 485. So this is the fill I want to get actually. So this is a little bit low here. That's all right. I'll stay in the trade. On the top step, we are on a second 2-bar here. Volume's increasing, so if the next 3 minutes, which it doesn't seem like the volume's really picking up yet, compared to 9K. But if we get this next bar, let me see here. Yeah, the volume needs to pick up to the sell side still. Even if this candle goes, it needs to give me a big dumpster here. I'm gonna have my finger on the trigger on the fast track. I just feel like this is gonna get flushed and ripped. That's what I feel like. It's gonna get flushed and ripped. I don't think it's gonna flush and drop. Although, if it does get down here to the 429s, 428s, let's see here. Might be interested in getting involved here at the 420s. I'll take one at like 422. That might be a little ambitious, but I want this little overlap at 417, 416. So here, that's what I want. So we'll see. I'm expecting flush and grab and go. So there's a little bit of a flush. There's that little bit of that tap. I hope that's not it. I was expecting something a little bit more flushier than that. So you see we're tapping right into this liquidity here. This buyer's still active. Man, maybe I should just, I don't know. I'm saying maybe I should take this off and just deal with the, because I knew that there's a buyer going to be there. Maybe I should take this off and wait for the better pricing and then go short. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking right now. Since we already made that move and we tapped into that liquidity. I think we come back up, see if these sellers are serious, and then dumpster. But we'll see. If we rip up off the second tap here, I'll probably get out of this position. 5 minute though, we're starting to dredge. The 5 minutes looking bearish. 5 minutes looking really bearish. 45 seconds left actually in the top step. So I'm holding on to the short all morning. If this volume's kind of picking up a little bit, this might be the 2-bar here. I might take this one. Would like the volume to kick up a little higher than this. We'll find out here. I'm gonna take this one off on the fast track. Let's go tap into this liquidity, kind of ripping up again. I still think we could take them, but I would like to be a buyer down here. This is where I'm kind of setting up the big play. This is just me front running a little bit. So that wasn't too, you know, we could bounce right off of this buying liquidity. So let's take a little bit off right there. Not too crazy. I want to see us tap down here and get a little bit. Oh, by the way, so we sold off of this 5 minute here on the top step. Increase in volume, increase in volume. I'm gonna have to go another short here. So, all All right, let's have a little look see. So the stop will be roughly 3 points above this, and then this gets umbrellaed to this. So what's that? 2 to 1 almost. Not bad. So I'm gonna take it right here, which is 74. I'm gonna go 77.25. Stop by. Not a trading recommendation, by the way. Please trade at your own risk. There's a lot of buyers still here, and they're active. So we also have buyers down here. So I'm playing this one against the grain, against my foreknowledge here. I got you, Pop. And then with this seller here, we still have buyers down here. These are the strong buyers. That's why it's highlighted a little bit more deeper green here, because these are the little bit stronger daily buyers here. Sellers are trying to take this up a little bit. Big seller here on the 2 minute. So I'm going to block him out. Let's see. All right. Oh, this is the flag. So failed flag possibly in the mix here. All right. Find out. Find out. Again, my thesis is a flush and rip. That's what I'm expecting. There. I'm trying to be a part of that over here. I'm trying to see if they do a liquidity grab pump down here. A liquidity grab pump. So still got buyers active here. Obviously, really active, really strong.
Sun is sinking slow and low. Colors spread with gentle glow. Whispered breeze in twilight's care. Golden hues paint everywhere. Shadows stretch and stars peek through. Moonlight starts its dance anew. Crickets sing their evening song. Night awakens soft and strong. Sunset grooves and hearts align. Time stands still as day unwinds. Feel the rhythm of the night.
All right.
Everything
So checking some the Chad's channels and whatnot. Yeah, we took 10 points. It wasn't too crazy. Just etching. I think I need $80 more here. This right here, by the way, on the top step, be a bit. Well, it's almost a bear trap. Almost. Let's see how this 15-minute looks here. By the way, this 15-minute, is this a 2-bar break? So we got 1 minute left. This could be a 2-bar break here on the 15-minute. Uptick in volume. It's just that this candle's very wicky on the bottom, so I wouldn't actually take the context of this. Here's our little, this might be the little flash and grab I was talking about here. But we'll see. Got to stop up here, so this wouldn't be too bad. This would be about 10 points, about 20 bucks off the stop. Really have my major stop up here. So 45 seconds left in this 15-minute candle. See if we get a little push here. Obviously, the buyers are still active, right? Very, very active. Yeah, that's how it's looking right now. Tapping up into that sell liquidity again. These sellers are gone. We rejected right off that. It's possible I should have been a seller there. I might try this fair value gap up here between these 2 points. Try the beginning of it or the middle of it. That's the question. Yeah, I don't know. So the 15-minute candle over here, 10 seconds left. This is much better context. If this isn't half, I got to take the short here. Let's see. It's below half, so I'm going to have to take the short here as well and add to a third. Let me see. This is going to be its own realm here. So not a trading recommendation. Please trade at your own risk. None of these trades are trading recommendations, especially with how I've been trading lately. All right, so This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm not umbrellaing it under the 5 minute. I'm going to take one at 4:30. So this one's going to get taken off here at 4:30. Where are we at here? Then buy one at 4:30. This is where I'm expecting this 15-minute fill. All right, and then this stop will be roughly up here at the 491 to 494. All right, here we go. So scaled in, still in the context of the longs here. Market ripped up in the morning, so we're still finding buyers down here. As per the context, I had to take these short. So that's that. Let me just double check on this real fast. I'm gonna go to my clean chart. Tick. Yeah. Yep, I'm taking them. All right, I'm staying in these trades. Let's kind of do a quick calculation. If they get stopped, they get stopped. It's all good. I'm not really risking 322. Really, I'm risking probably more like 180. Taking one off here, one off here, one off there. So probably about 180 on this. All right, back to the regular chart. Whoa. What? Oh my goodness. Cut my mic a little bit here. Try to go take a little stab here short. If we pump up back again, I might take the middle of this. I wanted to do the first touch on the beginning of this fair value gap. Would like to maybe see the second. Second might be a little bit better here. So we will see. Yeah, so that first tap, I was like, all right, if it gets up here, I want it. Now that I first tapped, if it dredges up again, I kind of want to play the back end of it. But seller's still active. This buyer is stronger, though, in my opinion. We're going to see how these guys play out. From the top step, here we are. This is our setup. We're in for 3 micros. This buying liquidity pretty much got taken on the 5 minute. Almost. He's hanging on by a thread here from that context. It's like right down here. You can see that reflected over here. You can actually see the from the buyer tick, and they're just hanging on by a thread here, a threader. So if we dump this, I'm gonna try. I may not position this as heavy, but I figure we might get a little tap here. I might go a little bit less here, and I might spread this out like this, like so. It's a little bit more fair. Yeah. Then if we dump these, I'm probably just going to sit and wait for this, for us to probably get in some external liquidity. Maybe at the 330s, that might be a good bouncing point. So, and then I would love to start being a buyer at these different markets. But if we really drop this 220s level, this 160s level for sure, I want to be big buyer here. Love to get in here, but based on the context of the day, the lightness of the news, I think the market's just gonna flutter around for a little bit. I don't think it's gonna get too crazy. Kind of a quiet morning, so. All right. We will see. We will see. Still between these players here. Yep. Very, very bottom here. Did we get a little uptick in volume? There might be a new seller on the 5 minute. I'm not marking here. What do we got? 1, 2. So yeah, we have new 5 minute seller too. This is all 5-minute selling right here. Let's see, what is this? No, that's not. Okay, so here to here. There we are. Not that strong. It's too bright of a color for him. There we go. It's pretty big liquidity here. Gonna get a little bit more surgical. Like I said, I'm trying to be a buyer at the 17s. About 401. Playing that a little wide here. Touch above. And 417 to play this. Flash and grab this. And then if we dump below that, then it is what it is. I take the hit on that forehead there. Not bad. I have 100% accuracy so far with the fast track, but it's kind of a sloppy 100% accuracy. It's all green, but I wouldn't say. I think some of these trades are traded pretty good. Yeah, top step so far is just kind of lingering. Rub a little bit, but I kind of want to see this thing take out, and come all the way down to the 415s. So actually, that's where I'm looking to buy down here. So that would be perfect because I didn't even really correlate that. But I'm looking to take my profit here on the short down to the 415s. I'm looking to actually reverse the trade down here on the fast tracks, getting down to the 415s. So we'll see what happens. I hate being in trades for hours. It is the worst. And in this trade sense, what over here, it's 2 bars. So 1040, we're at 1220. That's almost 2 hours I've been in this trade for. I mean, we got a couple new ads, but still, I hate holding trades for hours. When I'm in a 5-minute context. If I'm in like a daily context or a 30-minute context, holding a trade for a couple hours is no big deal. But with this, it's miserable. All right, so we got about 7 minutes left. We're about halfway through this, a little over halfway through this candle here. Volume's pretty low. You see this volume right now at 8.4K. This is 16K, so we're probably going to be expected to get up here to the 16K mark. Unless the volume starts heating up on this down candle and we dredge below. Which I think will still be pretty thin. I'm going to go get my kids some juice, and we'll see what happens here. I'll be back. All right. Still have the buyer active. This level in the 2-minute over here. Still have this buyer active. As you can see, we're tapping back into him again. Not quite breaking him. I think if it breaks, I think if he breaks, it's going to break. Boom. We're just going to pop and drop. Drop and then eat back up. But we'll see. It's a theory. Rolling with it. Besides that, it's kind of slow. It's really patience today. I've been in the short for a minute. Yeah, I got another 2-bar here, and maybe we're gonna get another 2-bar here. I might have to add into it again for a 4th time. So 15-minute context. Yep, we're all the way up here. Had that break. This is a nice close. If we can close like this on the 15-minute, that would be spectacular for my shorts. That would actually be fantastic. So We'll see. Okay, we're finally breaking on the fast track now. We're playing the bottom of this player here, so we're gonna see, is this it? Is this buyer gonna crack here? Because now we're gonna dip into the next pool of liquidity. Next pool of liquidity here. So again, I want to see it flash. I want to see us get a little panicky or whatever, and then I want to see the real buying liquidity from this morning step back in again. So, but yeah, it's looking, we're hitting the top of this range now. Tapping back into that secondary buying liquidity. So may get a little bounce here. I'm playing it a little more conservative because I'm expecting a flash down. And I'm going to be looking to scoop some of that up if that happens. We're almost at our take profit here. Another 5 minute. We'll see. See, it's kind of slowing, dredging here. So we'll see if I get a little piece of this action. And we'll see here. That was not what I don't want to see a big bid at this range here and then rip. Let's see here. Is this the guy here? We do have an uptick here. So uptick, increase. Yeah, so this is technically all upticked. Yeah. All right, so we pulled into this liquidity a little bit. This buyer is gone. 5 minute, we're starting to pull in this liquidity. I still think we might catch some weight here. We got one tick away from my take profit here, which is a little disappointing. Let's see here. One tick. Two ticks. 2 ticks away. So I would have liked to get a little piece of that off, but since I'm holding down to the 415s, it really doesn't matter to me anyways. Volume's starting to kick up a little bit. I don't know. Holy smokes. Bidders coming in quick too. Look at that. Like bid it up. So 2 minutes left in this 15-minute candle. Still not too worried, but the break of all of these candles tried to go lower. If we come back up into this range up here, this is going to be a bear trap. I would have preferred to see the bounce happen down here. Now that the bounce has kind of happened here, if we flush below this, I'm not feeling so confident about this. So I'll probably clap this one. I'm going to play the 4, probably 1850s. I wanted to see for 2 to come down on this initial move and then rip. But now if we come back again, if this is where it tried to find liquidity and we go below that, this thing can really ramp up. So I'll still take one there, but I'm not in love with it. That didn't close above it, so this is technically still not a bear trap. Oh, getting one ticked on the 5 minutes is kind of a bummer. 15-minute close is still whatever, but that was kind of a little bit disappointing. All right, so we'll see how this closes. Still not overly bullish yet. If this candle flips green though, we'll see. Hey, take care, Dewey. It got to the 3-minute ATR as predicted, 2437. 2437. 37. Yeah, it hit 2437. It hit it. I still think we can go quite a bit lower here, especially with this close on the 15-minute. So we'll see. I want to be buyer 1 here because if we flush big here, this could get really heavy, and I don't want to risk too much. But there's a little bit of a double buyer here. I want to see us tap him, and I'm front running it a little bit. A little bit of a front run, a 2-point front run here. So see if we can get by the way, sorry, I showed you the wrong one. Get down here to the 418, so we'll see. We'll see. 30 seconds left. This is a nice strong close for the 15-minute. The volume's just not there. The volume actually kind of tapered off, which is not not a bunch of confidence for the shorts. So we'll see. 15 seconds. This might be the wait. This might be a little ambitious here, but I'm going to try for it anyways. You can see the active buyer here from the levels that we marked. All right. So, sorry, the levels we marked here. Active buyer here. So, starting to wake up a little bit wixy because this buyer is accumulating again. Still gonna hold the short though. Yeah, I really, this move could be over technically on this one, but now that we're 10 points away, it is what it is. I'll just take the hit. Big sell volume here on the 5. Is this another 2-bar? It is another 2-bar uptick in volume. I have to take another one.
Order filled.
All right, well, there's another one short. A 4th short here. And I think this one extends below. We got... Yep, this one extends below. I'll probably just leave it. 415. I'll probably leave it all here. Put another stop up here. Not a trading recommendation, by the way. Please trade at your own risk. Bottom of this range, a lot of buyers we're going to be running into. I'm not a financial advisor. 363, so 66.75. That's what we want here. All right, so stops are tightened all the way up here, so the risk is managed. This is the spread. All right, here we go. Oh, sick. Thanks, Dewey. Appreciate you. Looking at it right now. Yeah, a little bit of a bounce here. So this could have been the dip and rip. I would expect it to get a little lower. Be very unfortunate to oops, did not want that. Be very unfortunate to have that happen. Sorry here. Under this context, right? This was the dip and rip I was expecting. Almost hit. So now with this context, we didn't go lower, so technically I'm going to hold this short. Even if we come back up the range here, there will be bears trapped, but this won't be my context of a bear trap. So with the uptick in volume, we're assuming a new seller on the 15-minute. Really, this trade, I think, will be over if we dredge above 491. So I could put my stop above 491. Let's see here, 491.50, 3 points above that. I'll do that. That'll be my stop because the new buyers try to take it up on a higher time frame. If these guys get taken, let's see, 475. All right, there we go. Got 1, 2, 3. I think this is good. This is good. Big bar here, but still, man. So this was the idea. I just wanted it to happen a little bit lower down here. I did have one at 422, so 22 would have been close. But still, now if it comes down, I don't even know if I want to be a buyer here. Because if it comes down again, I'm like, oh, I don't know. Big volume spike on the downside here. 1 minute left in this candle. If this candle can't get up there in volume, so the big volume could have been some absorption. So from here to here is what we're saying where the sellers are. Oh man. All right, let's look at the 2 minute. 2 minute from here to here. New buyers interested in taking this up now. We have a little bit of an overlap now. That overlap. So buyers looking to take this up. So I could move it back down to this level where there's an overlap here. So I like buying overlaps. All right, 1 minute 33 left. We're close. The idea was there. The house strategy is the house strategy. So this one I'm trading the way it is no matter what. Even if I'm taking a loss all the way up here. This is what it is. I was expecting a little bit of a liquidity grab and then a pump. Yeah. Pretty much for the most part, things kind of worked out as expected. I shouldn't say worked out as expected. The idea was there. The strategy, though, I'm trading alone by itself. So I would be surprised to get all of these taken, but it could happen. Nonetheless, here we are in the on the fast tracks. Still, I'm gonna try and take a little bit of 436. Come back down, maybe the very top of it. Tick above it, 437.50. Dredge below, kind of come up again for a couple points. 30 seconds left. Buying volume's kind of tapering off here. This was an uptick, so they're trying to take it up here. We're going to see how far they take it. If there's a little to no retracement, very bullish, even with the volume being light. So if we trace 50% or so, it's going to give a little bit more weight to the downside. Obviously, a big buyer still active there. All right, there's almost 50% retracement on that. Sold heavy into the close. Was that the end of a 5-minute? Yeah, it was. All right, so still here. Still in. Buying volume wasn't too crazy. Some absorption that happened here though, so the buyer was definitely present. You need new buying interest though. So we're gonna see how this is gonna happen. I'm gonna play a little bit of a front run here on this level. And then I'm also going to be interested down here on this double at the 417. Just in case we do another quick flush, I'm gonna be a buyer at 417. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, sorry about that. Got my mic. All right, so almost getting tapped here. I'm gonna leave it. It'll be sad if I don't get touched, but I'm gonna leave this right here. Oops. Can't FOMO this. Gotta stay in the pocket here. Tap me. Oh. All right, I'm not playing the second tap here. All right, since that happened, I'll play the bottom of this tap. Oh boy, did you see how close that was? All right, so I'm gonna play out this guy. I wanted that first tap and run. If it comes back in again, I'm gonna play a little more conservatively. I wanted that first one to boom, boom, and then have our little rip here. But it was close. It was close. That was really close. Good night. Doesn't want to give it to me. Still got a double range. I could play the bottom of this one, 433, for 10 points. This is a new seller, by the way, even stronger than the buyer. So let's see. Let's see here. I'm gonna continue to play down here. So on the top step, just hanging out. Full engulfing. That's pretty wild. So let's see if we can get a little tap here finally. And then a flush. And then I have the buying at 217, which I don't feel as strongly about anymore. So I'm only for one here. So we'll see what happens with it, with how it found bidders, and then we flush these bidders. This doesn't make me feel as good. I'm not gonna lie. I may want to play the very bottom of this range. But I'm gonna stay right here because of the double, the overlap. So I am gonna stay right here. We dipped into that double pull here. So I want to see how this reacts too, because buyers try to take it up again. All those sellers are pretty active. Curious on both ways here. Oh, sorry guys, wrong screen. Double pull down here at the 390s. I want to see how this reacts at this level. So I was gonna be a buyer here at 437, but us rolling over like this, I'm not sure. Let's see, what time is it? 9:40. All right, let's see. Tapping into it a little bit here. A little bit. Getting sold into, kind of aggressive. All right, we'll see if we get this little flush here. There's another leg. know we got a lot of buyers trapped up here. So they're going to be relying on their cohorts to help support them. So get another little lick down here. I would expect we come down, lick, and then come back up again in this kind of range the rest of the day. I don't expect like this massive. I expect us to stay between our macros here, our macro sellers, macro buyers, and figure out what the market's going to do. So, all right, hopefully we get this fill here. I would like to take a little bit of profits off the table. That would be nice. And for 4 right now, just doesn't want to give it to me. Not today. Saying not today, Junior. Again, we have this buyer here stepping up, so trying. All right. Can we? I mean, I want this fill anyways down here, but this is still kind of annoying. I could take it, but I'm being stubborn. I'm like, yeah, I could take the 1 here, 1 tick above, literally 2 ticks above. Three minutes left in this 15-minute bar. Expecting it to get a little flushy over on this side. Come on. Come on. Give me the fill. 1 tick away. There we go. All right, there's 1. Let's see if we can get the other one here. Oh, I should say the other 3. I'm going to be a buyer down at the 417s. I am going to take, I should just take 1 more off, but that would be a little ridiculous. Where's the 415 at? 415's up here, so we could take 1 of those. Yeah, I think we're right. We're sat right here. All right, so we've got 1 fill there. Close to where we want to be. This buyer is still accumulating. If this buyer comes back green here, I'm gonna take another one off. This buyer comes back green here. So 1 minute left. I'll see if he ends up coming green and staying strong at this double. This is where I'm expecting somewhere in the rip here. So I'm gonna take off 2. I'll take off 1. If he doesn't, technically that's not according to the strat though. This is me trying to finesse because I got to go to work anyways, but let's see. I think this might, yeah, this could sell off for another days here. Got a little bit of a fair value gap on the 5. Oh, as much as I don't want to do this. Let's see here, 1 minute left, 2 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna take 1 off there based off this context, and I don't want this flipping on me. So if this flips, we broke out of all these. We came down lower, trying to come up. If we come back up to, let me see here. Oh gosh, it's so tough. Too many wicks. Didn't break out of all the wicks. I would say this. I would say these ones. Context of these. If it comes back up into this pocket here or above, I'm gonna have to flip the script on this trade. So that'll be that. I'm covering 1 because of this buyer active here and time. I'm running out of time. Running out of time. All right. Got a sliver of a buyer here. Yeah, I want to stay in. Trust me. Trust me, do I want to stay in? Time-wise, though, it's if this trade will still work in my opinion, but if we trail up for the next 2 hours and then try and come down, it's just I can't manage the trade. So I'm trying to think in terms of, all right, before I got to go in and get on the road here, do I want to take some profits ahead of time? So I took 2 off. We got back most of what we wanted this morning. So again, we can end positive on the day if I took it right now, but we give it a little bit of time here. I'm gonna have to leave here in a second. Yeah. Otherwise, here we are. I mean, on the fast track, we did really well. Got our little scalps. Nothing too crazy. 150 bucks or so. Let's try to play this 417 level. This just doesn't want to come out. Still have this double that's worked great for the 430s. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yep. Well, I think I'll sign off there, guys. So I'm gonna have to get ready. I'm gonna go pop over to Discord too, say what's up real quick, see how everybody's doing. And then yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much it for the day. Short came into play, just didn't get to my levels. Not yet. Still not inactive until it gets to these levels, so we'll see. 15 minutes, a slow game here. I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna sign off. We'll see you guys.